Right, mine's going to be a little, like I said, I tend to be, like I said, being an 80s baby, we grew up, you learned a lot of information in these face to face conversations on the porch with your uncle and your dad, or if you were fortunate enough to meet a grandparent or an older cousin or someone who has some success, someone that has some failures, being that you had to be together to have these conversations growing up in the 80s, I felt fortunate because we were having these conversations all the time. And I was learning stuff and I was picking up information. Some stuff wasn't great. I remember when I was in the barbershop one night, I was probably about 15. I learned how to get away with cheating. Everybody had their own technique. One guy was like, "Yeah, man, I come home and I just play with the dog." So my wife sees me play with the dog, and then when I try to go kiss her, she was like, "Boy, you don't get your dirty hands off me." Then I go in the bathroom and clean up. Other guys like, "Oh man, I go to the gas station, waste a little gas in my pants. When I come out, I smell like gasoline." She like tell me. So you get a lot of information from a lot of places. Some of it's good, some of it isn't. Some of it stays with you forever. NBA players, we just talked about the cautionary tales of being associated with the wrong group, and there's examples of people who are doing it right. Jamal Murray, you never see him pop up in anything. I think one of his videos got leaked back in the day, but that wasn't like, that was a personal video that got leaked. Somehow it got out. Uh LeBron, I don't think you've ever seen anything with him. Dame Lillard, you haven't seen anything with him. But yet you got a guy like John Morant who's potentially facing a massive suspension to the point where it was a pre-announcement to a suspension. And then you got Zion Williamson. I am not gonna knock someone for their profession. If you're an exotic dancer, or if you're an adult entertainer, if you're a sex worker, like if that's how you want to do your thing, like I'm not here to knock you for that. But what I want guys and people just to realize is like, listen, man, you got to have your circle tight when you are at this level of celebrity. When you are the face of a franchise, you can't operate the way you want. You can't just say, I'm 21, I'm 22, I want to be 21 or 22. Cool. Then you shouldn't have played basketball. You should have gone to Duke and joined the debate team and then joined the frat, and you could do the whole party at the strip clubs with the porn stars and stuff like that. Because what happens is you get yourself in some of these circles, and some people will use you in that circle. Some people will take pictures of your back. We've seen it happen to James Harden. We've seen it happen to Odell Beckham Jr. I seen it happen with this. It was like a Congress, like a guy was running for senator in Florida. He got caught up with a male prostitute, took pictures and posted it. Like, people will exploit you if you don't have them sign NDAs. If you're not on that level that you're gonna have people do that, then you gotta watch who you have in your circle. Jason Tatum, he had his son and his mom. I don't even know what his girl looked like because they don't just showcase it. Zion, you're doing too much for a person who's never seemed prepared to play basketball. And believe it or not, you are replaceable. It's 400 dudes in the league. And if you're not playing, those 399 other players can take your spot. Yeah, they might not be able to jump like you and dunk like you, but the New Orleans Pelicans are a multi-billion-dollar organization. They can eat your little $100 million that they owe you and send you on your way because you're not keeping the main thing the main thing. Get smart people in your circle, tighten up your circle, tighten up your behavior, because what you're going through right now, if you don't figure it out, it's going to continue to happen to you. We see it happen to James Harden late in his career. He's still dealing with stuff like that. And he's talking about going back to Houston and getting into that city light and just want to be in the star. Keep the main thing the main thing. You see what's happened with Ja. You see what happened with uh when he got suspended last year for 8 games. You see what happened with Kyrie. Sometimes you just gotta really be like, you know what? No matter what my opinion is, I'm representing an organization with my opinion. We did, between the two of us is over 40 years in the Air Force service. They had specific rules, like you can't go to certain political rallies in uniform. You can't do an interview in uniform and discuss Air Force policy, what's going on in the base, what's going on in the government, because when you're wearing that uniform, the presentation is this is what the Air Force thinks of it. Your name would be over your right on the right side, U.S. Air Force on the left side. You can have your opinion, but when you're wearing the uniform, no one looks at Wilson, no one looks at Rutley. They look at U.S. Air Force. We did an interview with Air Force Master Sergeant outside of the base, and he said this. They don't even say your name. They say Air Force, whatever your rank is, and he said this. New Orleans Pelicans player in strip club blew $50,000. Memphis Grizzlies player in strip club with handgun, but he's really nice. Get your life in order, because you have a unique opportunity because you're young and you're having it all happen right now, and you can see it all happening publicly. Everyone sees it. Get you a good lawyer. Get you some good people in your circle. Get people who don't want to be on Instagram Live. Get people who don't want to be in this limelight of this magnitude, because obviously you're not handling it right, and it can impact your career. Because Jordan can cut you, not like you're playing. So tighten up your circle.